This is the 5th video in our series about building a website. This one is about using a JSON data feed within our website. This video is a bit of a diversion in some ways. It's a time to tidy up some issues. So first of all, we need to say that the video series is primarily for my students at Southampton University. It may be that you're following this video series in France, in Belgium, or in India, or anywhere else for that matter. If you are, you are most welcome. You might want to know that there is a website that has code examples that go with each video, and you can find it at this link, argos.org.uk/agingsurfers. If you go to the About page, it will give you access to the examples for each video. What about this time then, this video? Well, eventually we want to be able to link with a MySQL database, but there's lots of things that can catch us out when we go down that route, so we're going to start simply by accessing remote data via a JSON data feed. So what is JSON? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. We won't actually be using it in JavaScript, but hey, it doesn't matter, it's just a standard format for exchanging data. What is an API? Well, it's an application programmer's interface, and it's just the rules for how we access the data. So how are we going to actually do this business of accessing a JSON API? What we're going to do is we're going to find some weather data for our Aging Surfers website, and we're going to display current data for a particular place. In order to do that, we need to find a suitable API. There are quite a few weather sites out there, and some sites are more friendly than others. For this example, we've decided to use openweathermap.org. They're an excellent site and they make things easy for us. The next thing we will probably have to do for most APIs is ask for an API key. Again, this can be easier or more difficult, but OpenWeatherMap make this quick and easy for us. Then the third step at this point is to work out what the API request needs to be. We need to send a request to this remote site and ask for the data. Again, you'll find that OpenWeatherMap make this easy. There may be the odd thing that we need to untangle. So, for example, I'm going to be using pool as an area that I want to focus on. And if I do that, it might be helpful to know that 2640101 means pool within our API request. For that sort of rather obtuse sort of information, you should find on a good API site that they will make that clear for you. Okay, let's assume we've now got our JSON API, we've built the request, and we now need to get the actual data feed. We use PHP's file get contents for that, and that will return the data as a text string. It might be worthwhile at this point to check what you've got returned, and I like to use var_dump for that simply because not only will it tell us exactly what's in that string, but with other ways of just printing the string, if it's a null value for some reason, you'll just get blank space and you wonder what's going on, but var_dump will tell you if you've got a null string returned. When we've got that, we now need to decode the text string into the JSON string into a data format. So in PHP, JSON decode will do that for us painlessly. It's a one-liner again. Once we've got that data structure, this is probably a really important time to check the structure of the data that's been returned. You could use printr for that. I quite like printr, PHP's function for that. And if you do that, it will return a formatted plain text string. So because it's pre-formatted, we would be well advised before we put it out on our web page to wrap it in HTML tags, the diamonds pre, diamond/pre tags. That will lay the data out nice and tidily on our web page. Doing that as well will make the data structure really clear for us. Now at this point in our example, you will see all the code is residing in resources.php, and if you have a look at it, it looks like this. Now there's a lot of code in this particular screen. The real thing is you probably want to just go and have a look at the example and work it through in your own time. I've left a few comments in there, but there's more comments in the actual code that will show you exactly what's going on. Also in the real world, you'll find that once you've got the structure of the data, you can just remove all the var dump and printr stuff, and that makes the code much easier to follow. Do watch out though, because you'll find that arrays are accessed as, for example, blah3 pointing to blob2, but objects are just accessed as blah pointing to blob. So for us to get the weather description, we have a fairly tangled line which says $data, that's our JSON feed, so $JSON pointing to list0 pointing to weather0 pointing to description. That will get us to the weather description for Poole for now. It can get a little bit tangled. Next time, in the next video, we're going to return to developing the structure of our core site. So as I say, this one has just been a little bit of a diversion, and it's been a diversion because at Southampton University our students needed this. But we'll get back to the main theme next time.